So yeah, in this video, I'm going to show you and explain to you the importance of hiring the best cleaning team for your Airbnb business and where to find the cleaners and how to find them. I've got my notes here so I don't lose my train of thought. Let's get straight into it. Why is it important for you to find the best of the best cleaners for your Airbnb? In your Airbnb business, everything is about reviews. So in your service accommodation business, whether guests have booked directly or via Airbnb, Booking.com, or whatever booking platform the guests have booked in, they will get an opportunity to leave a review after. So you don't want guests to complain about anything to do with cleaning. So for you to mitigate that, you need to actually get the best cleaning team. So I mean, you've checked in a hotel before, and you know how important it is to come into a clean room, fresh room with the fresh linen and everything clean. Just imagine if you go into a place and the cleaners have cut corners and you can see this is substandard. This is something which has been rushed. How would that make you feel? And what type of review would you personally leave for that person? So this applies to the Airbnb business model. You know, when you actually getting booked and all that. So don't forget to actually keep your standards high and maintain those high standards, because you don't want reviews to backfire you and bring your business down. We've been able to maintain like super host status throughout in our Airbnb business because of we always keep our cleaning team on check, and all our cleans are spotless, and we've got a good cleaning team. So yeah, so the first one is for your type of property, identify your cleaning needs. So what type of cleaner do you want, you know, for your business and for your portfolio? So if you're starting off, you've got one property, let's say for an example, your cleaning needs won't be the same as someone with 10 or someone with 20 or 100 properties, you know. So if you've got one property, I think this is a good example because most of my audience are like first time starters. So if you've got one property, the best way to do it is find out where the you know where the property is, and so you just there's two ways to go on about it. Yeah, so it's either you actually hire a cleaning company, a professional cleaning company, but like with that, the professional cleaning company will be more expensive because they optimize themselves. Because just think about it, this is a company which has got like staff, they've got overheads, etc. So in terms of like helping someone with one unit, they will charge more. But these are like good companies, you know, they are good companies which can do that. That's if you don't mind paying more. But my recommendation, if you've got one unit and you starting off, you're looking for a cleaner to clean your Airbnb, look for an independent or a local person in that area who can get to the property in no time, who live close by to the property. And so these people, you can actually, yes, these people can be a cleaner, but not an Airbnb cleaner. Because when you add Airbnb into the cleaning, it's like it's totally different because there is lean and change, and there are things which you want to train them in additional for them being just a normal house cleaner. So once you've identified the person in your local area who's close by, and I mean there's so many ways you can choose these people. So you can look for these people through Gumtree, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups, or Indeed. You know, there are independent cleaners, you know, we charge on an hourly rate, and they'll come and clean your house. And obviously you tell them this is an Airbnb, and you tell them the extras which you want, you know. Whereas compared to a cleaning company will take on the job, but they will need to send the cleaner there. So already there is the cleaning boss and the person who they've sent, you know, there is margin there, so they'll need to you be paying more for that service, you know. So the reason why I recommend a local person close to your Airbnb is because number one, they're local, they can get to your property whenever with no headache or hassle. Number two, with the local person, depending on your linen system, linen is bedding and all that, like how your system is. If you're hiring linen, then obviously the linen will be dropped off at your property and picked up. But if you've got your own linen and you want this person to be taking it to the laundry and bring it back, you need a local person who can like take it to your nearest local laundry and bring it back. you know Whereas if you're hiring a big company for that service, and you've got one property, for them to hire linen for one property is gonna cost them. It's not gonna be worth it for them. So the price will actually reflect, now this is not worth it. So it's best for you to what, to find someone local. But once you've actually found someone local and the person they're starting to clean come to your Airbnb, the next thing is find give this person a checklist on how you want your Airbnb to be cleaned. You know, so Airbnb is always different to a house clean, because house clean people start from, you can start from whenever, but there's no checklist. People just clean the house whichever way they like, whichever sequence they like. But with the Airbnb, you want to give them a checklist to say, look, as soon as you step into the Airbnb, yeah, so this is the systems which I've got with my cleaner. As soon as they step into, so you know what, are these are cleaners, and they're also like housekeepers, but we just used to calling them cleaners, but they're mainly housekeepers because they do more than cleaning. Let me put it that way. So in the checklist, you want to tell them as soon as they walk into your property, the first things which they want to do is take a picture or a video. So once they take a picture or pictures of around the place of how the guest has left the property, yeah, it will identify, and as they're going around taking pictures or videos, it will identify if there are any damages or anything like that. And that picture or video will be sent to your group where you've got yourself, your other team members, and your cleaners. So in that group, like it could be a Slack group, it could be a WhatsApp group. I mean, if you've got one property, I would say create a WhatsApp group, and because it's free to use, you just ask your cleaners to put the WhatsApp, and it doesn't have to be 50 pictures. It just has to be about 10 pictures covering all angles, etc. 10 or 12. Or if you prefer, you can do like a video, which is like a 60 seconds video going through the property, and they're showing you what it looks like before the clean. Then obviously you have provided them with the checklist of what to do first. As soon as they walk into the property, they'll do the linen, so they'll change over the bedding, etc. Once they're doing that, you want them to check the mattresses to see if there's no damages, if they're not soiled, etc. So they'll remove the old linen, they'll put the fresh linen. Then obviously start by the rooms, clean all the rooms, bathrooms, etc. coming up to the kitchen. So let's say once they finish cleaning everything, following your checklist of what you want them to do. I mean, if it's their first time, they'll be looking at the checklist and ticking the boxes. But once they've gone there multiple times, they'll now know what to do on that checklist. Once they finish that clean, you want them to now take what? Pictures and videos again with timestamps this time. So obviously with the timestamps to say, like, just depending on what phone you've got, I think there are apps which can show you all the time which you took this picture and the address, etc. So date and time. So once you've taken that, you send it straight into the group. I will tell you the reason why I'm saying this is because let's say after the cleaners have cleaned and everything is fine, if a next guest comes in and they complain about such and such a thing or wasn't clean because of ABC, you can review those pictures. And I mean, I know the customer is always right, but like there are times when other guests they try play victim so they can get a refund to say, oh, this place was not clean and this place was not blah blah blah, so they can try and get some money back. So if you've got a good cleaning team, they'll send the pictures there, and you've got evidence, so you cannot mitigate a guest making a claim against you for things which are proper clean, but the guest wants to get a refund or get some money back. So that's why I always emphasize on getting pictures with timestamps, just in case something comes back, you've got evidence. Another reason why you need pictures with timestamps. Let's say a guest damages something. Other people are not honest. Believe it or not, other people are not honest in this world. So they'll say, we found it like that. But if you've got evidence to say, no, it wasn't like that, it was actually working fine, everything was fine before you went inside the property, and obviously it's been damaged after you went inside the property, they'll ask for evidence. So if you're making a claim via Airbnb, booking.com, all these, they'll ask for evidence, and you want to show them that as evidence to say, look, the housekeeping team, the cleaning team, sent us this, and this is what it looks like before, and this is what it looks like after. So clearly the guest damaged it. So that's one of the most important things you need to do with your cleaning crew. The next things which you want to be doing is you want to establish like a clear communication channel. So what I mean by this is, once obviously you start getting booked, do you always want to be sending like the WhatsApp messages in the group to say, oh, Maria or whatever your cleaner's name is, we've got a booking, can you clean on such and such a time? You just want to systemize your business even with one property, so you can actually give the cleaning team access to your diary so they can see when bookings come in. And you need to be tell them, like, to say, look, for my properties, I want this, want you to clean from this time up until this time. So for us, our cleaning window is from 10 a.m. up until 4 p.m. So the cleaners can clean at that time. However, sometimes we do get special requests when a guest asks to check out late. Yeah, so it means the guests will end up checking out at 1 p.m. instead of 10 a.m. So we will inform the cleaners to say, well, there's a special request from this guest. They want to check in at 1 p.m. So please don't go in at 10 a.m. because they will be sleeping. So just go in at 1 p.m. and they'll make sure they finish the clean by 3 p.m. So for my businesses, so I've got properties in 4 cities in the United Kingdom, and so that's in Birmingham, in Coventry, in Northampton, and in Glasgow. So I currently reside in Glasgow. So the cleaning team in Glasgow, I can go and do sports checks after they've been out, because I live close by the properties, so I can actually drive and see the properties, how they're doing, etc. And I mean, they would have made something, because don't forget, like, they're also business people. They're in a rush to go somewhere, and even like the individual independent ones, they can miss some things, but just give them constructive feedback to say, look, I know you're in a rush here, you missed A, B, C, D. If a guest sees this, that's a bad review on us. So next time, just make sure you follow the checklist so you don't miss anything. So that's establishing clear communication channels with your cleaners. And once they've now, like, you've got access to your calendar, once the guests check out, and they'll know when to go and when to clean, etc. So that actually you've automated one arm and one side of your business, which makes what life easier for you. So that's like on the communication and providing like feedback to your cleaners. So I mean, most of us business operators, we're not cleaners. So when it comes to like training and supporting the cleaners, so it's mainly based on like the feedback from the guest and the feedback from what you would like your property to look like. But your cleaners will be the best people to actually tell you and give you guidance on chemicals to use and how to scrub off, like if there's a stain, all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's their job. You just want to tell them, like, look, get all the training you need, and obviously with the chemicals, use gloves. When you emptying the bins, it's like basic training, which is like, I mean, common sense, which everyone should apply to say, look, there are naughty people in this world, which like other people throw bottles in the bin. So like, just tell the cleaner not to put their hands in bins, all that kind of stuff, because you can like find glass needle which can prick you and all that kind of stuff. So you want like to be clear on that, like basic rules, because you don't want like your cleaner to be injured at your Airbnb and you now start paying for insurances and all that kind of stuff. So you just want to give them a clear guideline, and obviously with the faith, they'll also use common sense, and they don't hurt themselves. So I mean, if they are maintenance issues, or if they clean something and something is broken, or something breaks during the clean, it just depends on if like it was the cleaner's fault, if they careless, or like they intentionally damaged it. I mean, 9 times out of 10, these things will be a mistake. So I would just say, you know what, just replace it and let it go, because you also want to what, build good relationships with people who are working for you, who are working in your business and are helping you out. The last thing is obviously managing the logistics. So managing the logistics is just depends also which cleaning crew you're using. So if you're using like people, big companies, they'll just do everything in terms of bringing their own linen and taking away linen. But if you're using independent people, or like very small companies, like people who are close by you, etc., you just want to make sure also, if they drive or if they don't drive, you want to have a plan of how you're going to be moving the linen from the laundry to your place, or vice versa. So if your cleaner doesn't drive, maybe you can check with your laundry company if they do pick up and drop off for laundries, so that actually mitigates, and if your cleaner what doesn't drive. But if your cleaner drives, I mean, that's a bonus to you. You don't have to worry about the laundry. So yeah, so I think I've gone through everything on how to like find a cleaner, and like the processes. We went through the checklist, and obviously the communication, the expectations and standards. So you need to actually set your expectations and standards from the word go. And if your cleaners are not like up to scratch, and you see like you've hired this team and they're making a lot of mistakes, you just let them go, after like three chances. I mean, sometimes it's very hard because you'd have wasted time training someone, and there is no improvements for your properties. But I always give people like a benefit of the doubt, one or two or three chances. After that, if they're not improving, or they're not willing to put effort to improve, they're just like, to me, is these are people who want to bring down your business. So cut your losses, move on, find other people. So for all our Glasgow properties, we work with independent cleaners. We live close to the properties. Then for the properties which are in England, in the Midlands, Birmingham, Coventry, Northampton, we work with cleaning companies. So with cleaning companies, again, the disadvantage with them is it's not the same person who's going to your property all the time. So it's a company, they can assign different shifts patterns to different people. So today you find it's a different cleaner who's going to your property. Next day it's a different cleaner, etc. But you always want to like get the before and after pictures, and also do spot checks if you can. So don't like relax, because they'll do things in a certain way for a long time, knowing, oh, this person lives far, or this person, they don't do spot checks. So if you've got a big portfolio, I'll say always do a spot check as well. Like, you can actually hire external people to go around checking your Airbnb properties. It can be done once a month or bi-monthly, because you don't want to be in a situation where you're paying these cleaners and they're not fulfilling their role. So they're not fulfilling what you're actually paying them for. The last point, which I'm gonna speak about, is obviously building positive working relationships with these cleaners. So you wanna just be working with them, build good rapport. Because if you do that, like, obviously there are extra things which they can do for you, for your business as well. Like, for example, for our cleaners down south, if the batteries ran out, they change the batteries, they change the lights. So all those things, it's like it's a more maintenance person who needs to do this. But the cleaners, because they are hands-on like that, they refill all the teas and coffees. So all these things which they do is because of the good relationship we've got with them. Even though with that good relationship, we still expect and demand high standards from the cleaners. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. But before you go, I just want to tell you about the Airbnb program which I run. So I run a 10-day Airbnb crash course, which is 100% online program. There is no risk or whatsoever to you. So it's only like £100 to join the program. It will equip you for you to actually get your first Airbnb property, and it gives you all the steps and processes which I've actually learned and which I've created. So for those who don't know me, I've built a portfolio of 6 Airbnb properties which I own, and they're valued at £2 million. And I've also leased other properties from landlords. I'll bring in my portfolio to about a dozen of properties. So I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. So if you want to learn how to actually start and get your first Airbnb property, click on the link in the description or in the comments of this video, and I will see you on the inside. Cheers.